I think we're now officially live. Yes, we are. Sorry for the delay. We were having a little technical difficulty, but we're here. Um, First off, we want to say thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight. And if you're not watching us live, thanks for tuning in later when the video is posted. We're going to hang tight for just a couple moments before we get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's discussion. Uh, but in honor of it, we're both wearing our official Rose Parade shirts. And if you had a chance, hopefully you had a chance to see our Rose Parade video that we posted shortly after attending it, and then we've had some time to think about it, and we put together a top 10 list of things that we think anybody attending the Rose Parade, either for the first time or maybe you've been before, that we found that we think will help you.
Yeah, things that we learned.
Yeah, we learned a lot because we went into it blind. We really didn't have a lot of information, and it was difficult searching online too. I was looking at YouTube trying to find tips and tricks videos or videos of people attending the Rose Parade, and really there was not much out there. I was surprised, besides the parade itself, and of course everybody knows the parade.
Let's say hello to the
Hello.
life of Aaron Williamson and Kevin
Yep, Kevin,
and
welcome.
James.
And
Hey, James.
James, and welcome, you guys. We appreciate you being here very much. Um, and by the way, as we get into the video tonight, as we're going through our top 10 list, feel free to chime in with any questions that you have. We'll be happy to answer them. But before we get into our top 10 tips for the Rose Parade, we want to give you a quick update. And if you haven't had a chance, you can go back and look at the channel. But we posted a video yesterday. Juan Carlos and I, we went shopping. And if you followed us for a while, you know our favorite, one of our favorite clothing brands is Columbia, the outdoor clothing brand. We wear it all the time. And we went to the outlet mall here in South Florida. It's called Sawgrass Mills. And we went specifically to buy Juan Carlos a new jacket because he's got to go up north for business next week where it's going to be really cold. And while we were there, we discovered that they carried the new Disney collection, some of the new Disney collection, and we know that that was just released through Columbia. And we got excited about it because, as you know, we love Disney. And anyway, long story short, just to recap, we purchased a couple of the Disney raincoats with a hoodie
The hoodie and the
with
ears.
the ears. They're adorable. But unfortunately, when we got back home, we discovered that they had left the security tags on the jackets, which meant we had to go all the way back, which is about a half hour away from where we live. And then in the process of that, I had gone online to do some, like, look at what all their merchandise is in the Disney collection. And then I discovered that the Columbia store, the outlet store, had priced them as $250 and made it look like they were selling them at a discount for $150. So I really kind of felt like we were scammed and really was kind of upset about that. We
Yeah.
both were. However, we have an update. So we went to the store today and with the intention of returning the jackets and then having a discussion with management about the pricing and whether or not that was scamming people or fraudulent, etc. When we arrived at the store, we were immediately greeted by a manager at the store because we set off the alarm walking in because we had the security tags, of course. He was extremely apologetic about that and immediately brought us over to remove the tags. And it was at that point that I said to him, "Hey, can you explain to us why this price tag says $250 and you're selling these for $150 and you're making it look like you're giving a discount when in fact all of your regular stores, the retail price is $150?" And he was pretty shocked
Yeah.
and surprised that that was the case. And he was honestly very apologetic about it. And he was concerned enough that he said he was going to reach out to their regional management to find out if there was an error with how they labeled the jackets in the store. But he was going to definitely elevate it. And I believe that he really felt sincere about what he was saying. I didn't feel like I was getting a runaround. And in addition, because of our trouble of having to go back with the security tags and our concern, he gave us a very, very nice coupon that we can use for a very nice discount on our next purchase. And I think that was really
Yeah, that was
a very
very nice.
fair and
and it
very
was like no arguments or anything. So we felt like they were taking a responsibility for what they did. So
right.
we decided to not return
The
the
jackets.
jackets. We
Yeah,
kept them, and we got the discount. We got the security tags removed, so it's
yeah.
all good.
So they sort of honored it. So I just wanted to give everybody an update on that because I applaud at least this particular store manager for really doing a great job. So we wanted to share that with you before we got into everything about our tips and tricks
Yeah.
for the Rose Parade, and
So
we've got
let's see,
quite a
because
few of you
we
have
have a
joined
lot.
us.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments, so I want to see.
We're going to look through the comments real quick before we go into our top 10 list. So hang tight for just a sec.
Yeah.
You
Hello. Yeah, I'm going to say hello to the people that I see here. Esther Garcia. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, friends from Mexico. Al
I see James is there.
Al Leduc. Hello from Queens, Maine. No, not Queens. I cannot read that. Hello from what's this?
Wow, there's somebody from Syria, all the way from Syria. Algonquin. Somebody's from Algonquin, Maine.
Algonquin, Maine. Okay.
And by the way, though, whoever's from Algonquin, I can't see that far away. What's the name? Very dear friend of ours used to perform in Algonquin, Maine, who unfortunately passed away this past year. But maybe you got a chance to see Chris Francis.
Say hello to Hussam Sai.
Yeah, from Syria.
From Syria. Oh, wow, from Syria.
A long way away.
Awesome. And woof, woof back.
Woof back. Thank you for the woof. We like that. That's very kind of you.
So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. And well, we just gave we just gave you all our update on the Colombia situation that we had yesterday.
Yeah.
Ended up just fine. And now let's get into the topic.
Yes. So as you all know, or hopefully you know, and if you don't know, go back and check out our video a few videos ago. We had a bucket list item for Juan Carlos and I this year, and that was to go to California, celebrate our new year by going to the Rose Parade. And I had never been to it. Juan Carlos had never been to it live. We both have grown up, like probably many of you, watching the Rose Parade on television, and we thought, wow, that'd be a cool thing to do this year to celebrate the new year. And so now we've had a couple weeks to reflect after attending the Rose Parade, and we think we have some advice for all of you that may want to attend in the future. So we're going to give you our top 10 tips. But we're going to do it, they're not in any particular order. So it's not like this is the number 1 tip or the number 2 tip. But
I'm going to just read the list that we have, and then we will go through them. Yeah.
Or do you want to do them one by one?
No. I want to read the complete list and then...
Okay.
Yeah.
So Juan Carlos is going to read you our top 10 real quick, and then we'll go into the reasons why.
Yep. All right. So top 10 tips for going to Rose Parade. 1. Wear layers.
Wear layers.
2. Arrive early. 3. Wear sunscreen. 4. Comfortable walking shoes. 5. Sport on VIP or assigned bleacher seats. 6. Bring seat cushions but limited to small bags due to security. 7. Be kind, nice, and considerate. 8. Go see the floats up close. 9. Get detailed directions and prepaid parking. And 10. Have fun.
That's our top 10 list. So let's go through them now. So number 1, we said wear layers. And that's one bit of advice that we were given, thankfully, by a friend that lives out there. And of course, we looked at the weather. The one thing about attending the Rose Parade is you have to get up super, super early in the morning, like before the sun rises. Because technically, most of the seating, if you're going to get seating, you have to be there before 6 a.m. in the morning because they close all of the roads. The parade starts promptly at 8 a.m. So when you get there that early in the morning, obviously it's going to be pretty chilly, pretty cold. And if you look at our cover photo for this video, you can see we've got
we were
hats
covered.
And we had gloves and scarves. And then by about an hour into the parade, we were taking clothes off because the sun was up and it was starting to get warmer. It never got super warm, but it was certainly warmer. So definitely layers are very important if you're going to go to the Rose Parade.
Hmm.
That's our tip number one. Tip two, we kind of touched on it, arrive early.
Yeah.
Really early. So one of the things that means is you're not really going to be want to celebrating, or you're not going to be want to be, or you're not going to want to be out way past midnight the night before with all of the rest of the world celebrating.
Unless you just want to continue the.
And I think a few people did do that for sure. But for us, we ended up actually going to bed like around 11 p.m. We were on the West Coast. We celebrated New Year's on the East Coast with some friends via Skype, and then we went to bed so that we could get up. And we were up. We set our alarms for 4:30 in the morning, and we were up and out of our hotel. Actually, we set
No,
it was
it was
3:30. Sorry, we got up at 3:30 in the morning.
We were out of the hotel before 5.
Yeah, we were out of the hotel between 4:30 and 4:45. We were staying in Anaheim, and we had to drive to Pasadena, which is about a 40-minute drive. So definitely get there early, because if you do not arrive before they start closing the roads, you're not going to be able to get to where you need to go. So that's a critical
Yeah, because
component.
we found several roads closed.
Yes.
Closed.
Yep.
It was like a little challenging.
Yeah. So getting up early, very important. And then really important as well, before we left the hotel, we applied sunscreen, because, again, we knew that the sun was going to come up. And it certainly did. And if you're out there, it's Southern California, so even though it's cold outside, that sun is beating down on you. And there was a gentleman sitting just to the side of us, and it was crazy. It was sort of watching him turn into a red rose during the parade while we were sitting there.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that he was getting sunburn. I mean, you get red because your skin is just getting like more.
I think he was getting sunburn.
Because you said the same to me. You're getting sunburn. I was like, no, it's just this part of my face is just warmer because the sun is hitting on.
But yeah, definitely that sun comes out.
But yeah, it's very important to put some sunscreen. I'm not saying that unless you bring like a small bottle of sunscreen, it's better if you just apply some before leaving the hotel.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to apply it constantly.
Yeah.
Maybe just once before the hotel, and that'll be.
That is true. So let's see. That's our 3 so far. We're at number 3. Are there any comments, questions? We need to be following along. I see lots of people.
Someone is asking. We have a nice comment from Husam. I hope that I'm pronouncing the name the right way. He said, "I really look up to you guys to have a great relationship as you."
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you for saying that.
And Ice Nights one is asking, any local hotels in Pasadena or probably booked quickly?
We did not stay, to answer your question, we didn't stay in Pasadena. We were staying in Anaheim, which again is pretty far from Pasadena. Not super far, but we stayed in Anaheim because we also combined the Rose Parade with going to Disneyland, and we wanted to be closer to Disneyland. So I can't recommend any particular hotels in Pasadena, but what I can say, because I did look online, like thinking maybe we would stay one night in Pasadena, and apparently those hotels book up like months and months and months in advance. So I think it's very difficult to find rooms over New Year's. And so if you're thinking about going and you want to stay close to Pasadena or in Pasadena, I would suggest booking at least 6 months or more in advance in order to assure that you get a room.
If not, you can do what we did. We stayed in
Anaheim.
In Anaheim, we were able to go to the Disney parks, and
then we went to Los Angeles.
We went to Los Angeles. Like we were like in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So it was very convenient.
Yeah, in the drive from Anaheim over to Pasadena that early in the morning, it really only took us about 35, 40 minutes the day of the parade to get there, which wasn't bad. Any other questions before we move on?
Yeah. Let's move
so
on.
Our fourth tip that we talked about was comfortable walking shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you the reason why. It seems probably pretty obvious.
But be ready to walk a
Be
lot.
ready. Be ready to do a lot of walking. Again, all of the parking areas are on the outskirts of the parade route. They have all of the main roads blocked off to where you go to view the parade. So, for example, we pre-purchased our tickets and we pre-purchased parking, and we were given the address and kind of directions to the parking lot from the company, but it was our GPS really wasn't helping us because of the amount of roads that were closed.
Yeah.
And
We ended up asking a guy in the road, remember, if we
yeah,
could just.
he was a security guy, like blocking off somebody's residential street. Hey, please, our GPS is telling us we have to go this way to get, because otherwise we would have had to go miles and miles out of our way. So it was a little challenging, just to be honest. Try to map it out before you get there. But even though we had the parking lot and we had VIP tickets, we parked. It was a good mile and a half, roughly, from the parking lot to
Yeah,
where the seating
at
was.
least 20 minutes walking.
Yeah, we walked a good 20, 30 minutes for sure.
Yeah, and it was cold and a lot of people.
And dark outside.
And it's kind of, let's, once you are on
the parade route.
the parade route, it's easy because you just follow it.
Yeah.
But before that, it's a little
Confusing.
because you have people coming from all over, so you don't really know where to go.
Right.
But yeah, so you have to be ready to walk a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot of walking. Not only to get to where you're going to watch the parade, but after the parade is over, you've got to get back to where your car is. And like us, we did, which is also on our tips, we went and viewed the floats up close and personal. And that's a lot of walking.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a lot of walking, and it was warm as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you want to wear very comfy shoes.
Yeah.
Then something else that maybe is not so great for someone on a wheelchair or some kind of accessible device, because there's people like literally sleeping on
the sidewalks,
the sidewalk and on the streets.
Yeah, people start camping out like a day to 2 days before the parade on all of the parade routes. So there's people sort of
everywhere.
Yeah, in the morning you're like walking to go to your viewing area, and there's people sleeping in sleeping bags, and
So
you're kind of climbing over people. So yeah, be aware. You're right. Be aware that if you are mobility challenged or using a mobility device like a wheelchair or a ECV scooter or something like that, it can be very challenging.
Yeah, I guess the best bet is just walk on or be on the
Right.
on the road on the
on the main parade route.
Right.
However, I will say though, and I'll put a link down below. We utilized the official seating company for the Rose Parade is called Sharp Seating, and I do know on their website they have accessible seating. So they do have accessible seating for handicapped, and they do offer parking. So my assumption is that if you pre-book accessible parking, it's probably going to put you closer to your seating area than what we got, because we weren't in an accessible parking area. So, but
Brian
we'll put that link for that.
Brian is online saying hello. Hey
Brian, pura vida. So that's comfortable shoes. That was number 4. So moving on to number 5. Where are we at?
5 brain seat cushions.
Oh, splurge. No, splurge.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we splurged for ourselves. Now, you don't have to do as grand as we did, but we figured this was a bucket list item, a once-in-a-lifetime thing where we may do it again, because we really enjoyed it. But we went ahead and purchased a VIP package. And just to kind of be transparent and tell you what that meant was we were given assigned seating in the bleacher area, right in the middle of where they do the filming. So we were right in the middle of it, which was great. In addition to that, they gave us these comfy seat cushions that were included. Mm-hmm. We had a pre-parade VIP area that was tented with tables, and it was a buffet breakfast.
Yeah, it was really good, actually.
Yeah,
the food had a lot of selection. It was very good.
The food was fantastic, and that was all, again, through that same company, Sharp Seating. So if you go to Sharp Seating, you can see there's a VIP package that you can get. And then if you don't want the VIP package, you can still purchase seats. And they're the official seating company of the parade. And we would highly recommend if you're going to go, spend a little bit of money to purchase a seat in those stadium seats, or they're basically like bleacher seats, or they are metal. They're all built the same. It doesn't matter whether you're in the VIP section or not. They're those metal seats, but they are numbered, and you have a specific location within the stands that you will sit.
Yeah, I think that if you are someone who's got that on his bucket list and you plan to do that maybe only once, do
Right.
it do it the right way, because for locals or people who it's easier
Yeah, if
for
I
them to
lived there, I would.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would probably not do it because I would just go and see it from the street.
Yeah.
But if you like us, we had to take a long flight and stay there in a hotel and everything. So we decided to do it the best way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience for us. And in addition to all of that and our assigned seat, we also were given a ticket to be able to go and view the floats up close and personal after. So that was good.
Do you have more questions?
Ice Knight says, sounds like they need a small trolley to get from the parking. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but I can see where that would be problematic as well, because literally that parade route, they have it completely blocked off, and they have all of the streets around it. It would be very, very challenging. And apparently, from what I understand, there's several million people. And I'm not talking hundreds of thousands, million plus people line that parade route to watch this parade every year. So it's a lot of people.
Yeah, and kind of coming a little backwards to the comfortable shoes and the walking. Once the parade is over, you have to walk back
Yeah, you
all
have to.
the way with a lot of people around you, all around the street.
Yeah, everybody's
And
everywhere.
so it's again like another 20 minutes walk
Yeah.
back to your car.
Exactly, exactly. And there'd be no way they could get trams through
No.
those crowds of people.
No, because there's just
Masses of people. If you look at
Masses
our
of people.
video, I did one little shot where I kind of held the camera up and pointed down what's called Colorado Avenue or Colorado Boulevard. I'm not sure, but the main street that the parade goes on, and you could just see the million people out on the street.
Yeah.
It's
And then number 6.
Number 6, bring a seat cushion. And the reason we say that is if you do purchase the seats in those, like the stadium seats, as I said, they are metal. So think about that for a moment. And you get there early in the morning, and it's really, really cold. You don't want your bum sitting on that. There was a lady sitting directly behind us, and they didn't have seat cushions, and she was like, "Oh, my bum is cold," and she kept complaining to her husband about how cold it was on it. And then the reality is, they are those hard metal seats, and you're sitting there for a good 3 hours. So yeah, it's a good idea to bring a seat cushion, or if you're layered, use your jacket underneath your bum. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Just to feel a little
Something
more
to
comfortable.
something to mention.
But leads into, in addition to that, bringing a seat cushion, what are some of the other things you should bring? Well, you definitely want, as we said, some sunscreen. You want to bring, obviously, your wallet and your money and your tickets and all of that. However, do not bring a giant backpack, or like ladies, don't bring big carry purses, or like those beach bags that they won't allow you to bring that for security reasons. So security is really, really tight at the Rose Parade, and they do let you know that when you buy your tickets, that you're limited to like a small backpack. We had a small backpack with us, and we just brought the basics. And I didn't even bring all my camera gear that I usually bring. Usually I use a handheld tripod for vlogging, and I didn't bring that because I was concerned that security wouldn't let us through with it. So all of the footage you see is just me holding the camera in my hand.
That and the space is very limited. I mean,
Yeah, you're
literally
pretty tight.
you are pretty tight. It's your space. People in front of you, people behind you, people to your side. So if you have a big bag, forget it.
Yeah. And you don't really have any room to put it either,
No.
because you're putting your feet literally, because these are those metal slat. If you put something on the floor and you accidentally bump it, like I had a bottle of water,
You'll lose it.
it fell down below, and you could, when we left the parade, you could see there's lots of things down below those that people had dropped. So yeah,
So it's better to just have with you the basics.
yeah, bring limited stuff for sure. James wants to know if we're going to Bear Week in Orlando this year. I have no idea what that has to do with the Rose Parade, James, but we don't have any
We don't
plans.
know.
We have been to that before, though, but we're not. Yeah. So we're going to keep going on. Yeah, Kevin says no personal items allowed at the parade route. Exactly. Um, and where are we at? So we are on number 7. We'll skip that to the very end. So
Go see the
number
parade.
7 in go see the floats up close and personal. So one of the things that you can do when the parade is over, whether you have VIP tickets or bleacher seats or not, is you can purchase a ticket to actually go to where they park the floats. And for 2 days after the Rose Parade, those floats are on display during the daytime hours. And in advance for this year, 2020, they charged $15 in advance for the ticket. And if you were buying the ticket at the gate, it was $20.
Yeah.
And they opened that up at 1 p.m.
Was 2.
Was it 2 p.m.?
I think it was 2 p.m. Oh, wait.
No, it was
No,
1 p.m.
It was 1 p.m.
Yeah, it was 1 p.m.
And it's at 1 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
We were there a little early, like thinking, well, they probably already have it open. They say once people can get there or something. No, it was 1 p.m. and then they opened the gates.
Yeah, they are on time.
Schedule, yeah. And I mean, because we already had the tickets, we were able to get in before a lot of other people that had to buy the tickets.
Yeah, they had 2 separate lines.
And then we were able to take a few photos of at least the first float on our own.
Kind of by ourselves, yeah.
Not a lot of people. Because once the gates are open and people start getting in, it's
very crowded.
Very crowded, so...
But yeah, what Juan Carlos said is so true. The good thing is I would say buy those tickets in advance. And again, you can pre-purchase them through the Sharp Seating website because we were lined up in a line that was much shorter of people who had tickets versus thousands of people that didn't have tickets that had to wait in a separate line to actually purchase the tickets. So, and
another advice on going to see the floats, it's you can park like in the neighborhoods around.
Right.
Just again, be prepared to walk and remember where you park your car, because we had a little trouble with that, because once we got there, we kind of just found a place to park and we started walking, and then when we were coming back, we were like, oh my god, we had like an idea where the car was, but we were confused about two of the streets, and we had already walked a lot. So when you have been walking for like 3 hours, you probably don't want to walk extra just because. So just put in your phone a photo of the place where you
definitely pay attention.
Park your car.
It was sort of comical because we were so tired at that point after being up at 3:30 in the morning. And then walking all of those floats, and then as the day went on, it got more and more and more crowded. By the time we got to the last float, we were like, okay, we got to get out of here because it was really crowded. And then we walked probably another 2 miles to because there's actually 3 different, and just to let you know, there's 3 different entry points to the viewing area of the floats. In our video, we show you the main entrance was where we went in, but we actually exited on the complete opposite side of where we entered. So that put us pretty far away from where we had parked our car too.
Yeah.
So and then it was an adventure, and we love adventure. So, and I think what was our pedometer that day? I think we did over like 45,000 steps or something. It was it was crazy how much walking we did.
Yeah, and so just so you know, you want to look for the Pasadena High School, right? Is where they have the floats.
So yeah, they're surrounding the Pasadena High School and also next to the Freedom Park. Is that the name?
Yeah, I think so.
See,
because when we got there, like we didn't really know where the floats were, because I mean you can see all the people that are obviously from the parade, because they have the bands and all that. They have
the marching bands.
So but you really don't know where are the floats.
Yeah,
So
and
you
there's just
have to
people, and again,
kind of
people are
wonder.
everywhere wandering around. So that was another thing because we pre-purchased the stuff. They sent us a map, but it seems like it's a map that had been copied like 1,000 times. I was a little surprised for the road. To be honest, that the Rose Parade has been. This was how many years?
31.
131 years they've been doing this in the Sharp Seating Company, which has been around forever. Um, just another tip too, by the way. I was shocked that they didn't do electronic tickets. They actually had to FedEx us
Yeah,
the
that
actual
was weird.
tickets, and we had to wear. Well, we had VIP, so we had to wear lanyards, and they had to send all of that to us. And then the same thing when we added parking, they had to send us the parking passes. I was like, can't you just give us something that we can print via email? Nope, they actually had to mail it, which
Yeah,
I
or an app, and then you just show the.
yeah, so I would say
Anyway,
that as amazing as the Rose Parade is and as beautiful it is, technologically they're a little antiquated as
yeah.
far as yeah.
So this is something else. You might want to get your tickets delivered to your hotel,
hmm
if you know.
Yeah, if you're doing it last minute or whatever, we did. We ended up when we first bought the VIP package, we didn't buy parking because we weren't sure if we were going to drive or rent a car or whatever. And it wasn't until a few weeks, it was like 3 weeks before we went out there that I decided that we would rent a car,
Mhm.
and that's when I purchased the. But there wasn't enough time because we were traveling, so I had our parking tickets delivered to our hotel, which was fine. Our parking passes. So where are we at now? We're at number 8.
Where
Numero 8 on our countdown.
8 que le pasa. Okay.
So we said go to the fridge. Yep.
Get detailed directions and prepare.
Oh yeah, so we kind of covered that, getting detailed directions and prepaid parking. Um, that's really really critical. So hopefully our video is going to help you do that in the sense that we did not find anything like this online, and that's one of the right reasons we're doing this video is that we didn't really see anything on YouTube and we couldn't find anything in just Google search of tips and tricks and ideas and where to go and how to go. So hopefully this is helping you all. And again, feel free to ask any specific questions. Even post our live chat tonight. If you're watching this months from now, we will respond to your questions. So feel free to do that.
Yeah, and then the next tip is have fun.
Yes. So really a key to the parade and going to anything like this is enjoying yourself and don't get so uptight and so stressed. And the reality is, yeah, there's lots and lots of people. Be mentally prepared for that. Um, be prepared for things to not go 100% like you had planned them, because things never do. So don't allow maybe somebody else's mishap or somebody else's misfortune or um, your frustration because of crowds or whatever it might be. Don't allow that to impact what an amazing experience attending the Rose Parade is, because truly, folks, I can tell you, I was excited to go. I know Juan Carlos was probably a lot more excited than I was because that was like something that he's dreamt about since he was a kid, and it exceeded my expectations on every single level. Being there and seeing it live, just
And
the
smell it
yes, and the
live.
fact you can smell it. You can, as those floats go by, you smell the flowers, and it's just amazing. And the energy of the crowd, and the energy of the people, and the
Yeah,
um,
that's something that you cannot experience on TV because
yeah,
on TV obviously they are focused on showing the bands, the marching bands, and the floats. They kind of go around the people sitting, but like I never knew that there was so many people
yeah,
on the streets. I For me it was the people sitting that was what I saw on TV, always on TV. I didn't know about all the people just in the streets and the excitement of the people. Like we were sitting, and when some of the marching bands from a particular town or team would go by, and people were like cheering and shouting and chanting, and it was a lot of energy, and that's the kind of things. The same as with the smell of the flowers. those are the kind of things that you cannot perceive on TV.
Yeah, you can. And the cool thing for us too, we were sitting prior to the parade. You know, you start talking to the people because you're very close to the people that you're sitting, which is going to lead into our final bit of advice, by the way. Be kind, be courteous, be polite, and just be aware of your surroundings. 100, especially because these seating areas, see how Juan Carlos and I are sitting? We're a couple. We don't mind being this close, but you're going to be this close to the person next to you, the person behind you, and the person in front of you, and you're going to be there for a good 3 hours. So, you know, just be cognizant of that and be aware. We met the lady next to us. She was super nice. She was all excited because her daughter was performing in the parade. She was one of the suffragettes walking in this year was the anniversary of the suffragette movement and the women's right to vote, which was great, and they were represented in the parade. And then directly behind us, there was a guy wearing a Badger hat. He and his wife.
Yeah.
They were so excited because not only because their team was in the Rose Bowl, but the Rose Parade features the marching bands of both teams. And a little thing that they do, which is kind of cool, when you go to sit in, if you're sitting in the seats in and around the viewing area where they do the filming, they give you a choice when you enter your seats. They give you like those little shaker pom-poms. And we had a choice of whether we wanted to, depending on the team that's that's playing in the Rose Bowl. So they were, you know, the Badgers, and they were very excited, especially when their band came by. And then for Juan Carlos and I, the icing on the cake this year was what?
La Banda de Cercero.
Sí, La Banda de Cercero. And what that means is there was a band from Costa Rica performing in the Rose Parade this year, and we didn't know it when we purchased our tickets. So for us to be there and then to see the reaction of the crowd when the you know, there was a section of the Costa Rican band that had dancers at the beginning, and they started dancing, and you hear the roar of the crowd. And then he and I were standing up and we're screaming, "Pura vida, pura vida."
Costa Rica. It was fun because, like, I knew I was going to get excited when I saw the band from Costa Rica, but it was a lot more excitement once I was there and I see them like performing in front of all these people and doing it like a great marching band.
Yes,
it was a great representation. It was great, and it was emotional, and it was fun. And I saw all, like, not just us, but all the people, like, you know, waving and being excited about it. So yeah, we stand for a few minutes or for a couple of seconds, you know, and that comes back to what we were saying. We kind of stand for a period of time, and then we were like, okay, we have to sit down because we have people behind us. They also want to see the band.
Exactly.
So it's good that you get excited and you stand and wave and all that, but you know, people behind you also want to see the parade. So
exactly. And the cool thing about that is, as I said, you get to know the people in your immediate little zone. So when we were excited about Costa Rica, the people around us also were equally as excited because they saw it, and also they start cheering, and it was the same thing with the guy behind us when the Badgers came by, and we were like just as excited for him and his wife because they knew like that they were playing the marching band was playing the I don't remember the exact word, but anyway, the alma mater song from that university, and they knew all the words to it, and they were singing along, and yeah, those are the things you can't capture watching the parade on TV. You can certainly see the beauty of it on TV, but until you are there live, it's quite spectacular.
So yeah, be kind. Be kind with people. The same with recording with your phone. Like I did record like 15 seconds of a few bands or a few floats. I don't want this to be my my memory of the parade. Because if you're taking too many photos or too many videos or in long videos, you are staring at your phone. So what's the difference between being staring at your phone
or sitting at home
live or sitting at home watching on TV?
Yeah.
You want to see it, right? You want to experience it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's of course anyone wants to have some memories on their phone and take a video, take photos, but Number one, this is not what you want to have in your mind when you remember the parade. Number two, if you did this, will be people behind you that is going to have your phone in their faces. You don't. They don't want that. They
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
enjoy the
We
parade
we
as much as you
notice.
do.
I don't know what it is. I mean, we've noticed it a lot more lately, and like even when we were at Disney, and even at the parade, it
It
just
wasn't so
seems
bad in the parade. It wasn't not so bad
not. Yeah, the
because I think the
parade.
people knows like, okay, we are very close. Very close. If I do this, I will
Yeah,
be.
people were much more courteous at the
Yeah,
parade. But when we were
but
at Disney,
it was.
it's like everybody's like this with their phones up above their heads, and then that means that everybody behind you, you're like looking around cell phones, like at a
Yeah,
parade or
I was in
fireworks
a,
or
we were in a show, and there was this lady. The entire show was like this, and was like, I was actually telling it would be nice to be able to see the show
yes.
because I mean, really, this was in front of my face the whole time, and I was to go like this.
Yeah, yeah. So again, that goes to just being courteous. So
Yeah,
let's recap. We're going to give you the countdown one more time, and then we're going to open it up for questions. So our top 10 tips again are number one, wear layers. You want to be warm, but then you want to be able to take them off so that when the temperature changes, you're comfortable. Arrive early. You need to be there before 6 a.m. in order to get to your seating, and if you're not, you're in trouble. Definitely wear sunscreen because once the sun comes up, you're going to have sun beating down on you.
yep,
Wear comfortable shoes. Make sure you're aware that you're going to be doing a ton of walking, so you want to be comfy. Our advice is go ahead and splurge if you can afford it. Buy the VIP tickets like we did. If you can't afford VIP, the seating in from Sharp Seating Company is not very super expensive and well worth it to be in the assigned seating. And if you do that, bring a seat cushion with you or something that you're going to be comfortable. But be aware that you cannot bring any large backpacks or bags or things like that. You need to bring the minimal amount. Otherwise, security is not going to let you into the
yep.
viewing area.
And if you need to go back to your car,
Good luck.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be in,
It's
you'll be
a
in
being
trouble.
well, especially once the parade starts. You want to go see the floats up close and personal after the parade is over. We highly recommend splurging and buying that extra ticket to be able to do that. You can do it the day of the parade, starting at 1 o'clock after, and then again the following day, and that's it for 2 days.
Yeah, and they it's open from 1 to 3. I think it was the
No,
last
5,
5
p.m.
5 p.m. I think
Oh no, I
it
think
was
the last
3.
3 o'clock is last that they let you in.
Yeah, it's the last time they closed the gates at 3.
Yes.
So people that are there can stay there until I think 5.
Yeah.
But they would close the gates at 3.
Right. And then definitely make sure before you arrive that you get detailed information about where your seating is, where if you're going to park there, where you're going to park, map out your route on a map or on Google Maps on exactly where you're going to go and how to get to your seating. And then prepare for the unexpected as you're going there. Things might change.
Mhm.
A road that you thought was going to be open might be closed. So just be aware of that. And then again, be kind and courteous to the people around you. Really important. And most importantly,
Have fun.
have fun.
Yeah.
Have a blast like we did. It was such a great day. We had so much fun. And it really fits into our mantra of happiness as a lifestyle. We were beaming with happiness and joy that entire day.
Yeah, yeah, and even I know it's challenging, and most of the time we want like photos to be perfect and only us in the photo. Sometimes he gets a little annoyed with if there's a lot of people like taking photos. I'm like, just take the photos. We don't own this place, so there's going to be people in the photo. I saw one guy trying to take a photo of I guess his wife in front of one of the floats, and then a couple person walked by them, like behind them, and he kind of screamed at them. And I was like,
yeah.
that's really. I mean, this. I wanted to say you don't own this place. There's people walking because this is a public display, so they can be there. You know, it's a place with a lot, or same with theme parks
Yeah.
with a lot of people, so you cannot expect to have the entire park for you for photos. So just
Yeah, be prepared.
be
for
prepared.
Sure.
Take the photo, have fun, whatever.
Exactly. Somebody says, lograste ver a la banda
Yeah,
de...
that's right.
Oh, hey,
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
So let's see. Darian's talking about having a cold. Sorry, Darian. Um, and Kevin said something about what he had for breakfast watching the Rose Parade. uh, I'm scrolling up just to see.
No, I think
Send
looking
your
back.
location to one another from where you park. I'm just yeah. So that's it for our tips on the Rose Parade. If you're just joining us, a real quick recap again, not of the Rose Parade, but when we started the video, we posted a video yesterday from Columbia Sportswear and Outdoor Wear at the Sawgrass Mills outlet. They made good with us today. We are good with them. We weren't obviously we weren't thrilled with the price changes, but the management of the store, they were surprised. They were genuinely, I believe, unaware that what they were putting on their product was different than the main stores, and they were going to elevate it. And they offered us a very nice discount for our trouble for having the security tags on the clothing and having to go all the way back out there. And they appreciated us pointing it out. So hopefully, uh, our video and then us going to the store today have made a little bit of a difference, and they'll stop doing that out there. So that's good.
Yeah, and whenever you face a situation like that, being kind is always better.
Yeah, it's like I learned from my grandfather growing up. He used to always say, sugar and spice is very nice, piss and vinegar, you're not going to get very far. So the bottom line with that is, if we had a choice when we went back to the store today, would we go in angry and upset and immediately put them on the defensive, or would we approach it with kindness and concern for the store and just saying, hey, here's our situation? And we definitely got a good response by being a little more positive about it and not allowing it to ruin our whole day. So just letting you know that.
Yeah.
So, Mark Anthony, welcome from the Philippines. Nice to have you here.
Wow.
We got people from the Philippines. We got people all the way from Syria tonight watching. Um, so, what about you guys? Anybody have a specific question about the Rose Parade, or a comment, or any feedback? Anything that you're interested to know? Right.
Yeah, we'll be live in at least 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna stay here for just a few more minutes, and then we're gonna call it a night because it's Sunday night. We got to get up, and do the work thing tomorrow. Wah wah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we do work for a living too. We get asked that all the time with all our traveling and stuff. Do you guys work?
Yes, we do.
We do, and the good thing is we're blessed in the fact that we can travel and work and do both. So we try to combine that.
Yeah,
which is good. And yeah.
Oh, by the way, we bought this at the float exhibition.
Oh yeah, where they were displaying the floats. That's where they have the official Rose Parade merchandise.
Yeah. They were a little expensive, like.
They were expensive, these shirts, but we figured why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we like them. They're cute, and they have scarves, gloves, I think, as well, hats, and hoodies.
Yes,
Yeah.
and T-shirts, and we did buy a magnet for the refrigerator for Costa Rica. But yeah, they have all kinds of little. And then also when you're there at the float viewing, just FYI, they have lots of vendors at the float viewing too. So if you're, you can get beverages and you can get food. They have live entertainment. There was a band that was playing. They were good.
They were also like showing how to make flowers or something, like make.
Oh yeah. They had demonstrations on doing flower arrangements. And all of the floats, by the way, have people. Almost like you're at a museum, like a docent, but they have people with specific information about the particular float you're looking at, like what everything is made out of, like because they use flowers, they use grasses, they use, for example, one of the floats, which by the way touched me the most. I don't remember the specific company, but they had one float that was dedicated to people who have donated their organs to science and to helping other people. So that meant that those who donated their organs obviously have passed And on this particular float, they had portraits. and all of those portraits were actually painted with coffee grinds, and the people who painted them were actually family members of the deceased who had donated whatever their organ is, whether it was their eyeballs or a kidney or liver or whatever. And I found that extremely touching. And again, we wouldn't have known that much detail about the float had we not gone and viewed it up close and heard the person telling
Yeah,
the
because
story.
on every float, there's at least one person who, you can ask questions about the float.
Yeah, they have all the details about what,
Yeah, like
all the
everything
flowers.
from how many flowers to what kind of flowers, what do they represent,
Right, and the theme.
and the theme. Something very particular, very interesting is they do not paint anything. Everything is natural.
Yeah, 100% natural. Every color that you see on those floats is done with either seeds or flowers or natural grasses
And even if it's painted, it's a it's some kind of tint that is natural. Like they were telling us that they were combining like I think it was
They
like
use, like,
blueberry
grapes.
or something to make this color. And
Yeah,
then
they wanted a
tint.
particular color, and they had to like try a whole bunch of different configurations
Natural,
of using like
yeah,
natural,
all
like
natural.
blueberries and raspberries and strawberries, and to get a liquid that they could use to actually make that color, to dye the flower to be that
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, but everything has to be natural, and it's just like pretty much just that day and that's it, right?
Yeah. Hey, Brian says he's glad that we're back doing live chats. He's so far behind on our videos. Well, you need to do like Netflix, Brian. You can just binge watch us. And we're by the way even a little behind too because of our travels. So we still, just FYI, we have one more video to edit from California Adventure that we're going to be putting out. We still have a video from Vegas that we haven't put out yet of us up at Mount Charleston. It's the second time we went there, but this time when we went to Mount Charleston, there was snow on the ground. So you'll get to see Juan Carlos and I playing in the snow and having a little snowball fight, which was a lot of fun.
And then the video in Los Angeles too.
Yes, and then we have a video of us going. We went up to L.A. It was his first time on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we went to the Chinese Theater, and we went up to the observatory at Griffith Park, where you can see the Hollywood sign, and so we have that coming up as well, and we have a bunch more exciting things planned next month, especially. So stay tuned. February is going to be a big month for us on the channel, so stay tuned. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're not going to tell you what it is, but we have big surprises for all of you in February. And FYI, too, by the way, we're still waiting. YouTube requires that you reach 1,000 subscribers with a minimum of 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month window to be able to do a lot of other things. Like, for example, we're streaming live, but we're using third-party software right now rather than the YouTube program that we want to be using. And our status is still pending with YouTube after reaching our subscriber milestone, which was back at the end of November.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting for YouTube to tell us whether or not we can get monetized and do more functions. Good night, Kevin. Kevin's logging off.
Hi, Kevin. Hola, Roberto. Hi, Roberto Zúñiga.
Oh, hello, Roberto. And so we're getting ready to call it a night, too. We hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you didn't see it live and you're watching this post, if you have any specific questions relating to our top 10 tips for the Rose Parade, put them down below and we will be sure to respond regardless of whether it's recent or months from now, because we want to help anybody going out to the Rose Parade have equally as good a time as we did. And our mantra is happiness is a lifestyle, and we hope you guys are all happy and that your new year is off to a great start, because we're certainly having a great 2020 so far. And as always, we really appreciate you guys watching. So do us a huge favor, though. Before you sign off, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It's right there. There's a little thumbs up thing. Every time you do that, by the way, it helps our channel. It helps YouTube rank our videos higher. And it helps more people get to see our videos when you do that.
Same with the comments.
Yeah, the same thing with comments. So continue to bring those comments. And if you don't mind, if you really like this video, share it with your friends or share our other videos. All of those things help us so we can continue to do this, because we're having a blast doing this channel. And it's because of all of you that tune in and watch. So from us to you, thanks everybody for watching. Peace out. Have a good night. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.